This is Daniel Murphy down here in Myrtle Beach with Barefoot Realty. I want to thank you for taking the time to view this video. The reason for this video is to go over the 5 main reasons that I see that properties here in the Myrtle Beach area are failing to sell. And it really came up in conversation with a woman I was speaking to about a property she had recently come off the market. The thing I asked her, I said, well, what was the reason the agent gave you as to why it failed to sell? And she really didn't know. She didn't have an answer. And so I thought, this is a very important thing for you as homeowners or condo owners here in the Myrtle Beach area to know when you put your properties on the market and you really need these things to sell, to do the right things to ensure that they don't fail to sell. I've really identified about 5 main reasons. There are a few more, but these are the 5 main reasons that you're going to see that properties will fail to sell. The number 1 reason, and this is the most important reason, without this, anything else that we do it won't have any effect. And that is pricing the property appropriately. And that is a coordinated effort between the owner, the homeowner, or the condo owner, or the owner of a piece of land here in the Myrtle Beach area, and the agent to look at the research. We have to base these prices on what the market is currently willing to bear. It is a snapshot in time. So we look at it, we can make some adjustments, either in an appreciating market or a depreciating market, but we have to be within that range of what's reasonably expected here in this market. So if you do that, if you sit down with your agent and you both come up with a price that you're going to be happy with, and is also within the market values, it will have a very good chance of selling. That is number 1 and the most important thing. Secondly, the thing that I'll see is when you put these on the market and they are priced well, they are priced to sell and they fail, you have to look at the next big reason, and that's going to be the marketing. Everybody you talk to is going to tell you about the marketing they're doing. They've got them on this website and the internet, and they're doing open houses, and maybe they're doing some print media marketing. But if it's not specific and targeted, you're going to miss your audience. Specifically for the properties here in Myrtle Beach, we're a little bit different than Hometown USA. We have people who are moving here from somewhere else, most of them. And they're either looking to retire, or maybe they're looking for a second home on the ocean. Maybe they're looking for a house east of 17 and they want to come down with their family. You have to know where these buyers are coming from so that you can get these properties in front of those potential buyers. When you do that, first of all, you're going to increase your opportunity to get the calls directly. And when I have an invested interest, as you being my client, to sell your property, I also make more money. So I'm going to push your property harder than I will if I just put it into MLS. So again, the marketing side of this is key. It has to be direct and it has to be specific. The third thing that we're talking about is what happens once you take that listing and you put it into MLS. I will look at these properties. They'll come off as expired. I'll call the potential sellers or the sellers that when it did fail to sell. And the first thing they almost always ask me, and trust me, I understand. They say, well, where were you for the 6 months it was on the market? You had an opportunity to sell that property, Daniel. Why did you not sell my property? And the unfortunate answer to that is, I didn't know it was for sale. I never saw it. Your agent never contacted me to tell me, hey, Daniel, I know you do a lot of business in Tillman. Please take a look at this home and then tell me why I would want to show it to my clients. If you remember, there's a lot of inventory out there. There are 3,500 agents here in the Myrtle Beach market, and I have a fiduciary responsibility to my clients to make sure I sell their properties. So what we do in our marketing side of it is we'll look up in the area that we just listed a new property. We'll find out who are the top 20, 25 agents in that market, and we will send them an email directly with a feature sheet and say, hey, anything you can do to help us out, we'd appreciate it. So you got to get people more actively involved on the marketing side and more direct. The fourth thing, and this is something that really speaks more to the agent and the company, is what sort of database promotion are they doing? What we will do once we receive listings is we'll put together a nice presentation in a postlet. We'll attach it to an email and we'll send it to our database. Then we'll look specifically at the database and find out where are the, let's say for example it's a beach home east of 17, but in the Surfside areas where we're listing it. We'll go through our database because we have people tagged as to what they're trying to purchase. And we will send them, more importantly, we're going to call them about your listing. Most agents don't have a good enough database to do this. So I think a lot of the failing on that end is hoping that somebody else, once it's in MLS, sells that property. And the fifth thing that I see that really prohibits homes from selling is there is no communication between the agent and the owners. And what I mean by that is, we did talk about the first thing is, number one is pricing. But remember I said it's a snapshot in time. That is what I am reviewing the day we list that property. So now 30 days have gone by, and either we've seen limited activity or no activity. Something is wrong with the property. We need to identify that. In most cases, it's a discussion about maybe we overreached on price. And we need to have that discussion. Sometimes that's not the case, but if I know that we're getting a lot of internet activity, we've had some showings, people are viewing the property, but we're not getting to that next step of a contract, there's probably something very small in a price change that will help us out. If we are getting no activity at all, no internet interest, no emails, no phone calls, no showings, we know we're probably a little bit further away from where the market is really ready to bear. So with these 5 things, and a lot of it is a coordination between you as the homeowner and the agent, to being honest and open and having these discussions, that is going to make the difference between the success of a home selling or the failure. And in many cases, if you don't have those conversations, you don't know why. Thanks for taking, again, the time to view this video. If you have any questions at all, please give me a call or you can email us at any point. Thank you so much.